My name is Mindy Rue, and I am the HR manager at Indera in Ottawa. The interview process starts when a resume comes in. So I'm looking for contact information. I'm looking for an email address that's appropriate, should have the person's name in the email address. When I'm trying to set up the interview, I'm looking for a voicemail box that's set up that is empty so that I can leave a voicemail. I know a lot of HR people like to set up interviews via phone calls rather than emailing back and forth. So voicemail box is extremely important to me in the interview process. I look to make sure that the person looks like they're kept, that they've paid attention to the way that they looked before they came in. I'm certainly not looking for a three-piece suit, but just a pair of jeans and a shirt that's tucked in, that's not wrinkled. First impressions start at the resume, and then I actually get the person's first impression at the interview. First of all, shaking the hand. I always do offer a handshake. I'm looking for that good, strong handshake of confidence, not somebody who necessarily is appearing that they don't have confidence in themselves. So that's the very first thing. A thank you is always nice. Thank you for allowing me to be here today, or something along that lines. Just confidence is really what I'm looking for. So somebody with their shoulders back, their head held high, looking me in the eye, just speaking strongly, and where they seem like they've got the confidence behind them that they could do whatever job I ask them to do here. So the first impression, the way they dress. I will have pajama pants on occasion, hoodies and things like that. We have people that come from their other job for interviews all the time, and that's perfectly fine with us, but they've also looked like they've put in an effort to be there for that day. I would say that another thing that is a mistake is constantly talking. We have questions that we want answered as far as an interview, so when you continue to talk, we're not getting the questions answered that we're looking for. People who are listening to answer rather than listening to understand, they already have a predisposed answer in their head for the question that we're asking, and it doesn't always match the question is that we're asking. Make sure that on your resume that they would have all of the items, that the experiences that they have, including things like FFA or VOAG classes, the fact that maybe they're in choir or band. Those kind of things tell us a lot about the student themselves, how they're going to work in a team environment, how reliable that they are, what kind of skills that they have, maybe with their hands, with tools, things like that. So I don't think that they think enough about putting on the extracurriculars that they have, and even some of the classes that they take. Definitely somebody who can carry on a conversation, somebody who is able to pay attention to the questions that we're asking, and especially those that take the time to think about their answer before they say it. I love when somebody takes a pause after I ask a question, and then they take the pause to think about the way that they need to answer that properly. Presenting yourself with confidence. Probably going to take the person who is sitting straight up in their chair and isn't slouched down. They appear like they don't care. I'm definitely going to take the person that appeared like they cared and that they felt confident that they could do the job. Again, definitely talking too much, not answering the question that was asked because you're not listening or not paying attention. Plant tours. When we give plant tours, you got to keep up with us, because this is the pace that we're working at here. So if you can't keep up with us on the plant tour, it kind of portrays the fact that maybe you're not going to be able to keep up with us on the floor working. I definitely can tell when people have done their research, and if they've tried to understand the role. We're a growing business, so we're still considered a startup company. So as we're growing, sometimes the role maybe not defined the way it changes, I guess, is where I'm going. A lot of times our roles will evolve as we go. So the fact that they've looked up and tried to understand what our company's doing, understand the background of sustainability and the things that we hold dearly here at Indera. I do appreciate the fact that they have done their research on the company. There is never a time that I don't want to see a thank you email. Thank you for your time. Following up. Sometimes time gets away from us, so following up to check on their interview is a great practice. But absolutely, a thank you email is the answer for me to make sure that I understand that they are interested in the position. References are always good, but make sure that you're cognizant of the references you're using, because if it says family friend for 25 years, that's probably not somebody that I really want to reference from, because I'm going to assume they're going to give you a good reference. So professional references, possibly community references as far as volunteer positions that you've held, and having a reference from that aspect of your life is a good choice. Just people being prepared to ask the questions, people understanding benefits and things like that so that they can ask the important questions about benefits is very important, and I think it's an underrated ability for a job seeker, is to understand benefits and know what we're offering on top of a compensation package, because that can be of a high value and a reason to choose a job or not choose a job just based on the benefits. I would always say to try to do mock interviews. Reach out to companies in your community. I would be more than willing to do mock interviews with students. I've had schools and teachers ask for that, because I do think it's such an important skill. And to get to mock interview maybe with your parents or a family friend is different than getting a mock interview with an HR professional. So I believe that is absolutely important, to reach out to the businesses in your community and ask if you can do a mock interview. Be confident, go in and look like you are representing your brand. You have to represent your brand, because you're the only one who's going to do that. So you want to look the way that you want to look to represent your brand. You want to hold yourself the way that you want to hold yourself, and you want to speak the way that you want to speak. Working on your brand would be an important thing for a kid to start at, especially a student looking to land that job, because your brand is not just the way you look or the way you talk. It's your social media. It's going back and scrubbing your social media and only having important things on there. You're a proponent of something, but sometimes that can be bad for an interview or somebody looking to land a job. So I would definitely say make sure that you're looking at your social media and create your brand. I worked out of Putnam County for most of my life, and I don't ever want to work out of Putnam County again. We have the absolute best work ethic around is here in Putnam County. We have the type of management here where we don't helicopter. We let you work independently because we trust our workforce here in Putnam County. Putnam County just creates the most compassionate and generous and heartfelt people, and those are the people that we're looking for to have jobs that have, they have skills, but then on top of that, they're just good people. So you don't want to work anywhere but Putnam County, because it's not the same everywhere else.